Hola familia, ¿qué tal? I am getting ready to hit the gym. Oh my gosh. I had turkey. This is the whole food plant-based lady. I had turkey. I had cake for breakfast yesterday. Anyway, I was bad. So I'm going to hit the gym and the Cinta Costera later on. But I wanted to let you know that I finally made a decision to switch my regular Medicare to a Medicare Advantage plan. I was able to find an agent here in Panama City, and because every plan is state specific, so I signed on and agreed to sign up with United Healthcare, Medicare, ALP, whatever. From my experience in the States working with United Healthcare, that was one of the easiest plans to deal with in terms of claim, how they manage the claim, how they pay the claim. So hopefully I'll be okay. Now remember, as a retiree, your Medicare Advantage, not just plain Medicare, will cover you here in Panama City for emergencies. And it's like, what do you call an emergency? If you fall, you have something that's unexpected, it is not an elective type of surgery. So you can't say, well, I have arthritis in my knee and I need a knee replacement. That is not an emergency. But if you have a heart attack, a stroke, God forbid, you bleed out. Like this lady this morning, I was listening, she got bit by a dog. That is really scary because there's so many dogs here. So things like that would require a visit to an urgent care would be considered emergencies. So because I know this is a question that confuses a lot of people. I'm 70. How do I get insurance? First, you can change to Medicare Advantage plan. And I know some people are like, nope, I'm keeping my Medicare. Everybody can make that decision for themselves, right? If you want, some people say every single year I go to the States and I get all my screening done. I don't particularly care for the screening stuff, so I'm okay. The other thing too is if I do get a chronic illness and I am comfortable receiving care here in Panama, whatever that care looks like. So now that I'm covered for emergencies, I need to figure out how do I handle, any preventative services. I'm okay paying out of pocket. I still need to go get established with a physician. I do want a physician who has hospital privileges in any hospital, not just the public, but also the private, because my decision will be based on the severity of the issue that I might be experiencing, right? As long as I'm in my right mind and I can make those decisions. I'm not looking to run back to the US for care. I'm not. So now I have to decide, do I sign up with another plan? If you're over 70, and I see this question a lot in the Facebook groups. If I'm 75, how do I get insurance? And again, like I said, you may choose to switch to Medicare Advantage plan to have emergency coverage and then pay out of pocket for everything else. If you're not comfortable paying out of pocket for everything else and you want another plan, you can buy probably one of those international plans from Cigna, Aetna, even though maybe I'm getting this from secondhand, the agent said that Aetna and Cigna are going to merge. So I don't know what they're going to call themselves. And then you're going to have to deal with, will they still cover, what countries will they cover? I'm sure they will continue, but it comes at a cost. So if you are in Panama City, the easiest thing to do is to sign up for the Hospital Santa Fe plan. The plan is comprehensive. It does not have an age limit, and but you only limited to that hospital. And this is what my issue was. If I have an emergency, how do the ambulance people know to take me to this hospital? You know what I'm saying? So, and I haven't been able to speak to someone who's experienced something similar to tell me, did you have hospital Santa Fe and you were in an emergency, how did you end up there? And they do have a large group of, you know, primary care physicians that you can have, and they do have like smaller co-pays. But the other thing also with the hospital Santa Fe plan is that pre-existing conditions they will cover, but there is a delay. They might say we won't cover anything related to hypertension for 12 months, 24 months. Well, that includes almost everything except cancer, right? So same thing with diabetes. They may have a clause that says, yes, we're going to cover you, but you're going to have to wait 24 months before we will touch anything related to that illness. And also, we will limit coverage. It might be they reimburse you at 50%. So it's not easy when you are considering moving abroad and you're not a young spring chicken. These are the things that you really need to look into before you jump on that plane. Now, if your credit card is secure and you don't care how much they charge you, because if you go in any hospital, unless you have a Panama hospital medical plan for younger people up to like 60 or 64, you're going to have to whip out that credit card. They do an advance charge of, let's say, depending on what the problem is, $2,000. And I've heard a couple of people say they did charge my credit card $2,000. Then they itemize the services, lab, the room, the doctor, whatever test they did. And, you know, they're affordable, which is the blessing. And then at the end, when you're being discharged, they would say, okay, we charge $1,200 for whatever we did for you. Therefore, we will reimburse, put that $800 back on your card, right? So this is the way it works here. And I think if you're going to consider assisted living, therapy, all these things, you're going to pay out of pocket. This is the price you pay for being an expat or immigrant. Somebody corrected me, whatever you want to call me. So you have to be willing to pay for your care, okay? So it is not easy to explain to someone what the healthcare services are here. We all rave about the physicians, the personal attention that you get, but you are going to pay for it. You're not going to bankrupt. It's not going to bankrupt you like it would be. It would do you over there. But you get good care, you have good physician, but you have to be able to willing to open your wallet and flip out that card. Okay? But at least I know now that if I'm in an emergency, and then my plan doesn't start till January 1st, because right now we are still in the enrollment phase up to, I think, December 7th. So if any of you are considering doing that, if you send me an email at tellmeaboutswra@gmail.com, I will share my contact with the agent who lives here in Panama City. And he might still get you in, because we submitted my application the next day it was approved. So it's not, you know, a long-winded process. But, and the other thing also I ask people to consider is that make healthcare a budget line item, so that every month you say, I'm going to put on the side $300, so that if I am ever, you know, in a situation where I need to pay for some healthcare services, at least I have the funds, right? You still have to give your credit card, right? Because I don't know if they're going to take cash. They probably would, but the thing is, you have to pay ahead. It's not when you're getting discharged, then they're going to itemize. They want to be sure they charge first, and then they settle with you. So, but you know, for your teeth, for your regular visit, hearing, therapy, anything like that, you can just go ahead and pay out of pocket. Or you take that money that you save, put it on your, you know, make a deposit in your bank and then use your debit card to just pay for these things. So these are the kind of things to think about when you want to consider coming to Panama. And I think it's probably the same thing other places like Costa Rica or Ecuador or Mexico. And apparently the care and the systems are a bit the same. Unless you're gonna buy an international plan, remember that, and pay your $500-600 a month, and then you don't have to worry and they do all the billing. Oh, billing about my new plan, United Healthcare. This gentleman says his wife has United Healthcare, and based on the hospital Chiriquí in Chiriquí province, they used to this system and they handle the claim for you. But Jackie Lang and some other people are working with some of the hospitals here, in the city to do the same, but it's not there yet. So that means if on January 1st I don't get the call that says, or the email that says, oh, great news, Pacifica Salud, Hospital Nacional, and all these, Panama Clinic, Paitilla, all these hospitals now are going to use a third-party billing company to handle your claims. Therefore, you will not have to flip out your credit card, prepay, and then get reimbursed. Now, that would be ideal, but it's still emergencies only. I think the problem I might run into is if you start having some chronic problem, let's say, God forbid, I never even want to say that word, the C word, where you're going to have chemotherapy, radiation, and all these things. That's still going to be out of pocket, right? Unless you have an international plan. Or you have a hospital Santa Fe plan, and I remember reading their rates. They pay, but it's never at 100%. You're still gonna have to put out some money. So always have like a medical emergency fund on the side. And that's also part of our emergency plan, that you have some cash in your house. That way, if you run into a problem, then if somebody finds you, then they know you have some cash to pay for some things, right? Alrighty, so I thought I'd share that with you. I know it's kind of off topic a little bit because we're still in Thanksgiving and Fiestas Patrias here, parades and everything, but I struggled with making that decision. But I think the only reason it was easier for me is that I don't plan to run back to get the best, the latest. I'm not. And that's a personal decision. It's not, I'm not criticizing anyone. Everybody has to make decisions about their health for themselves, right? I'm going to the gym, I'm going to take care of myself, but I'm 66. I keep always telling you guys this body. So things are going to happen, right? So we just need to get some things in place so that when it happens, if it happens, then we're not running around scared and not knowing what to do, because it is a part of life. It's just a circle. We just come, we're here for a bit, and then we're gone. So, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm not scared or anxious about what might happen. I just want to be sure that I have some things in place. And I really need to get a little bit more, not just intentional, but just really have some things in place. So hopefully 2025 is going to be the year where I'm really going to sit down and craft a plan and write it out, and just so that I'm sure that I have some things in place in case something happens. So thank you for watching, for listening. I just thought I'd share that with you because I know the healthcare issue is a convoluted one here in Panama. It's not, excuse me, as simple as people might think for an older person. Let me tell you, if you're under 50, Panama is it. You can get a cheap plan And I know some people are doing the mini med thing where you pay like $15, $18 a month and you can get lab. It's like an emergency plan. I don't need to do that because I have now United Healthcare for emergencies, but that's for hospital. I still need to fund my regular doctor visits, labs. Everything is so affordable. It's not going to break the bank. All right? God loves you. I love you. Au revoir. Have a good day. Bye.